Hey there, this is me, Mohammed Vamik, and I will be your course instructor for grade 9 Computer Sciences, ICT. I wish you all a very best of luck for this academic year, and I believe that together we are going to bring a change that is going to impact your grades and learning environment together. So let's start this journey together. In today's class, I will be discussing along with you grade 9, chapter 1, that is database. So this is basically going to be the chapter for today's class. And as you can see, this is Computer Sciences 0478 IGCSE chapter 9 database. So even before starting this topic, I just want to tell you that what we are going to learn in today's class. And that is that in today's class, we are going to cover the first title of, the first area of this chapter database. That is that we need to define a single database table from the given data storage requirements, including fields, records on validation. So this is what we are going to discuss. This is basically our objectives that we have to cover at the end of the lesson. So let's start. So initially, before starting the topic, I'm going to discuss with all of you that what do you think that what is our database? So database is basically to be known as a structured collection of data. A structured collection of data means that, for example, if you have a lot of data and that is completely mismanaged. Mismanaged means that you are unable to search into that, you are unable to filter out that data, you are actually unable to find out that what you are trying to find. So right now, a better approach, a more efficient approach is the use of the database. So what is perhaps a database? A database is to be known as an organized collection of data that you can easily access, you can easily manage, and you can easily update. So whenever you have a collection of data, but one thing should be important, that it should be in a structured way. You know what it makes a database? It makes a database when it is completely structured. So you see that when your data is completely structured, it basically allows you to extract information into a way that may need you. So if I clear this concept for you guys, let me take you right here. As you can see that almost all organizations and companies and businesses use these database to store the data. Like this could be any data. For example, like people who are working, the items you are selling, and anything. For example, you have created an online store and you have your products into that, you have your users into that. So definitely you are going to use a database. For example, if you are having a software development company, they may have employees who write the program. Say, so they will also be needing the database, and what is going to be stored into their database. For example, I can say that they can store the information about their employees, right? Like for example, we have their names, we have their addresses or amounts that is getting paid. Or for example, if they want to store the information about the programs that are developing. So the point is that whenever the company wants to find out that specific data from all of that, so they just go to the database and it basically gives them an easy access. The reason is that it is basically structured so that it makes you easier to find out. So data is valuable, and it has to be into a structured format so that it can be used, right? Like for example, if I give you a comparison of a paper-based system or a database system, so you would understand it yourself that which one is better. So right now, I hope that the first terminology regarding the database is clear to all of you. Okay, so right now I'm pretty sure that whole of my class has the basic concept that what is our data, right? And if I explain it more to you, I can say that this word is basically divided into two of the areas, right? Like for example, the first area says that data, the second area says that base. So we need to understand right here that a data can be of any type, but when it is combined together, when it is structured together, so this basically forms a database. That means that you have a lot of data, but it is basically into a combined form. So this is what it is, a database. So right here, I have a very short activity for all of you, and that is basically right in front of your screen. So it says that what you need to do is that you need to compare between the old traditional paper-based systems versus a database. The question says that, for example, if you are working into an office or something, and you see that there are lots of papers here and there. So will you prefer them that you should be using the database? Yes, definitely. But what are the reasons? Why do you think that they should be using database other than that older traditional method? So what I want is that you, to all of you, that either you take a piece of paper or you write it into an MS Word or something. So this is basically a short activity, and I'm basically assigning you around 7 minutes for this. So let me align the timer right here. I'm actually allocating you 7 minutes right here for this activity. And I believe that all of you are going to complete this comparison right here and gets back to me. So I have actually started the timer right here. The timer is right in front of you. And I wish to see brilliant answers from all of you. And I just want to assure that why do you think that you should be using database? A database like a structured way other than the traditional method, so you are good to go. Okay, so I believe that the time to complete this assignment is completed, and I also hope that all of you have already completed this. Just in case if there is any student who did not understand the concept, so I'm repeating it back again so that it's easy to all of you to understand that. So basically, if it's a database just means that it is a structured collection of data that you can access easily, you can manage easily, you can update easily. So these are the pointers that you have when you are working with a database. Number one, update easily. Number two, manage easily. Number three, update easily. Number four, structure them easily. Number five, you can filter out information. You can extract the information as per your need. Whereas this term that is to be noted as single table database. A single table database, we are going to discuss it further. But basically, this means that you have a database and that is consisting of only a single table. I'm going to discuss it regarding that what is a table right next into our class. So I believe that just in case if it is an old traditional based method, so it is most likely that you cannot manage it easily, you cannot update it easily. It's going to be a whole bunch of papers, as you can see right here, and you it would be even difficult as well to find and search the data. So moving on, let's discuss with these terms that what do you think is basically a table? So when I'm here discussing with you in terms of a database, you need to think of that there is a database, but within that database I have tables. What is a table? A table contains a data about one type of item, person, or event, and it will give it a meaningful name. For example, if I have a database of this class, what I'm going to name it? I'm going to name it like uh, students of grade 9. Grade 9 students, my students, NIS students. So I do have a database, but into that database, what is going to be the name of that table? The table is going to have your data items, and it could be something, right? Like for example, if there is an hospital, so a hospital would have a table, and a table would be like, for example, patient that is right in front of you. So you can basically see also right here as well that we also have here records, right? A record. I'm discussing it next, but you can see that this is a table, and in that table you can see that basically you have your first name, you have your family name, you have your date of admissions, you have your consultants, you have ward number, bed number. That means that all of the details that are related to this table, so that is going to be listed here. So for example, if it is going to be a student's table, so it is going to be like a student's name, parents' contact number, their grade, their gender, so things like this. So I believe that you can also create a database on your own with the help of Excel or any table. So similarly, if I move on, we can also discuss that what is our records in a database. So I can say that each record within a database contains data about a single item, person, or event. For example, you can see that this is basically your record one right here. So for example, I can say that record one is basically of the first name is Sarah, the family name can be a Paul, a date of admission can be right like 2 6 2024, and I can say that it is a student, and I can also say that this is class 9, and so on. The school is NIS. So the whole of that, if I see the whole of that, this is going to be considered as a record. So if you have more number of students, it's going to be a more number of records. Similarly, I can say that in this table, I have more number of patients. So it could be like patient 1, patient 2, patient 3, patient 4, and all of the 4 patients will be having 4 different records. So I hope record is also clear to you. So first of all, I have a database. Within to that database, I have tables, and into that tables, I have records. The next thing that we are going to discuss is the fields. So each field in a record contains a specific piece of information about the single item, person, or event, right? Like, let me make it more clear to you right here. So you can basically see here an example of a diagram. So we have this diagram right here, and I can tell you, okay, so listen closely. I have some of the fields. What are the fields? A field is a specific category of data within a record. Like, for example, just a moment. For example, if I have a database, now that database is created with the help of tables, and then into that tables you have is records, you have is fields. So right here you can see that I have a database, and in this database I have some fields. What are fields? A field is to be known as a specific category of data within a record. For example, the first category is your student ID, the second category is your forename, the third category is your surname, the fourth category is your date of birth. So these are the four fields, and right here you can see that these rows, these are basically your records. So you should be clear that first of all I have a database, then I have a table, then I have records, and then I have field names. And the whole of that, this is the whole of that is going to be considered as a table, and we have data items as well. So I hope that till right now I am clear to you. I first discussed with you that what is a database. Database is a collection of data structured into a way that is easily manageable, easily updated. Then you guys completed a question. Then I discussed with you three important terms. Those three important terms are database, table, record, and fields, right? That is within into a table. I have all of these values. Now I'm giving you a short assignment that all you need to do is that you basically need to create a database right into your Excel. So what you need to do right here is that you need to basically create an example of database using MS Excel, and it could be anything. For example, you are creating a database for a school. For example, if you are creating a database for a hospital. For example, you are creating a database maybe for any software house. So I am giving you around let's make it 8 minutes, 8 to 9 minutes for this tasks, and you just need to jot down all of the sample data so that you are clear that what is a table, what are the fields, and what are going to be the categories of that. So your time starts now, and I will be waiting for all of these. तुम्हें अपने शोहर की बात बर्दाश्त नहीं होती, तुम अपने शोहर के साथ बदतमीजी करते हो, अपना एजाज समझती हो। मर्द जब घर से बाहर कमाने निकलता है ना, तो वो सब कुछ ये सोच के बर्दाश्त करता है कि जिनको वो घर में छोड़ के आया वो इज्जत के साथ रहे। याद रखना, मर्द वो हस्ती है कि जो पैदा होने से लेके Okay, so I hope that all of you have completed this task, and you can share to me whether it's so. Other than that, I just want to explain the last area, that is basically a validation. So what is validation? A validation, let's start discussing this area. So a validation is when your software checks the validity of data input before storing that data. So for example, if right here you can see that if I have a table that is named as patients, so a patient would have first name, family name, date of admission, consultant, ward number, and bed number. So first name has to be Vinny. Family name can be a Singh, but the date of admission can never be 99. It can only be right, like for example, if it's 3 of August from 24 or dates like this. So when the data is incorrect, when the data is not accurate, when you are entering that data, so this basically is to be known as validation of data, to check that if your data is valid or not, if it is a valid data or if it is an invalid data. For example, the date of admission right here is 99. That means that this is an example of invalid data. But if I write this, that would make it a valid data. So what is validation? Validation means checking the validity of data input before storing it. So right here, there is another example. So let's look into that. So I can see right here that the software automatically checks the validity of data input before storing that. So for example, the ward number is supposed to be like any other number, but it says that it is out of range. The number is rejected. Right, like for example, if I'm asking you your age, so your age is supposed to be right like 15, 16 or something like this. A range can never be 100. If it's 100, that means that it is out of the range, right? For example, I asked you what date is it. You answer, sir, today is 35th of August. So 35th is basically not a part of that. It's totally out of range. So this is to be known as validation. So right here, it's basically a small activity that you all have to complete. So basically, I'm sharing different word file, and it contains all of the important key terms. It contains all of the activities that you have to complete and then submit to me. So I hope everything is clear, and just in case if you have any queries, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Don't worry at all. Inshallah, I will be there soon in person, so you won't be having any difficulty. Please feel free to reach to me on MS Teams. So thank you so much. I believe that for now we have completed that what is a single table database. A single table database means a database that has only a single table, and we have already discussed what are fields, what are records, and what are validations. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm sharing the activity file. You can carry on your activities with that. Thank you so much.